Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you're here with me today on Path of Glory. Today, we'll practice English together in a very calm, powerful, and beautiful way. Are you ready to improve your English speaking step by step and feel more confident every time you talk? Let's begin with our special method, the shadowing technique. Have you heard about shadowing before? Let me explain it again so you can follow easily. First, you will listen carefully as I read each line. Then, you will repeat after me. Try to copy my tone, my speed, and my pronunciation, just like your shadow follows you everywhere. This simple method trains your mouth, your ears, and your mind at the same time. It helps you sound natural, confident, and fluent in English. So relax, take a deep breath, sit comfortably, and get ready to enjoy today's English practice story called The Missed Train. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Path of Glory, and click the bell icon so you never miss our new lessons. Now, let's begin. My name is Daniel Hart. I'm 27 years old, and I work as an architect in a large city. Every morning, I take the same train to work at 8:05. The station is only 10 minutes from my apartment, so my mornings are usually calm and easy. But one Monday changed everything. That morning, I woke up late. My alarm was ringing, but I didn't hear it. I opened my eyes, looked at the clock, and shouted, "Oh no, it's 7:45. I jumped out of bed. I brushed my teeth in 30 seconds. I didn't eat breakfast. I quickly put on my shirt, grabbed my bag, and ran out the door. The streets were busy. Cars were honking. People were walking fast. I was running and thinking, "Please, train, don't leave yet." When I reached the station, I saw the train doors closing. I shouted, "Wait!" and ran faster, but the doors shut right in front of me. The train began to move slowly and then disappeared down the track. I stood there, breathing hard, frustrated. I had missed my train. I sat on a bench and looked at the empty platform. The next train would come in 15 minutes. At first, I felt angry at myself. I kept thinking, why didn't I sleep earlier? Why didn't I set a louder alarm? Then something small but special happened. A young woman sat beside me. She had short brown hair and wore a yellow scarf. She was holding a cup of coffee and smiling at her phone. She looked at me and said softly, "Rough morning?" I nodded and sighed, "Yes, I missed my train." She laughed kindly. "Me too. First time in months." For some reason, her laugh made me feel better. We started to talk. Her name was Lena. She worked at a publishing company nearby. She told me she loved books, and I told her I loved designing libraries. 15 minutes passed quickly. When the next train arrived, we got on together. We stood near the window and kept talking. The ride felt short. When we reached the city, we walked out of the station side by side. Before leaving, Lena smiled and said, "Maybe missing the train wasn't so bad after all." I smiled too. Maybe not. That day at work, I couldn't stop thinking about her. While I was drawing blueprints, I kept remembering her smile and the way she said those words. When I went home that evening, I took the same train back. I looked around the carriage, hoping to see her again, but she wasn't there. The next morning, I woke up early. This time, I was ready. I reached the station 5 minutes before 8, and there she was, standing on the same platform, reading a book. I walked over and said, Looks like we're both early today." She laughed. "Yes, lesson learned." We rode together again, talking about travel, work, and favorite movies. It became a small routine. For the next few weeks, we met almost every morning. We always sat in the same seats, next to the window. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we just watched the city wake up outside. When it rained, she held an umbrella for both of us. When it was sunny, I bought her iced coffee. It was a quiet, simple friendship, but something beautiful was growing. One Friday evening, we planned to meet after work for the first time. I was excited. We decided to visit a small art gallery near the station. That afternoon, I was finishing a design project. The clock showed 5:20. Our meeting was at 6 o'clock. I saved my files, grabbed my bag, and hurried out. On the way, the sky suddenly turned dark. Thunder rumbled. Rain started pouring heavily. Traffic stopped. The bus was moving slowly. I looked at my watch. 5:55. I texted her. "I'm on my way, but the rain is crazy." She replied, "Don't worry. I'll wait near the gallery entrance." When I finally arrived, I was wet and out of breath, but Lena was there, holding her umbrella, smiling. She said, "You look like you swam here." I laughed. "Almost." We went inside, dripping water on the floor. Inside the gallery, everything was quiet and bright. Paintings of cities and faces hung on white walls. We walked slowly, talking about colors, shapes, and emotions. In front of one painting, a train rushing through a storm, she said softly, "Sometimes when life pushes you off schedule, it gives you a better story." Those words stayed in my heart. Over the next months, our friendship deepened. We talked every day. We shared dreams and worries. Sometimes we laughed loudly on the train. Sometimes we sat quietly, watching the sunrise through the window. Then came another Monday. The 8:05 train was late. People were complaining, checking their watches, but we didn't mind. We were talking about books, about family, about our favorite places to visit. When the train finally arrived, we got on together. Halfway through the journey, the train suddenly stopped. The lights flickered. A voice announced there was a technical problem. Everyone sighed, but we just smiled. Lena said, "It's okay. We have time." And that moment, I realized how calm and happy I felt around her. Missing trains didn't matter anymore. One weekend, we decided to visit a nearby town by train. It was a small coastal place, full of cafes and old streets. The air smelled of sea salt and bread. We walked all day, taking photos, tasting new foods, laughing at silly things. When the sun began to set, we sat by the water, watching fishing boats return. She looked at me and said quietly, "Do you remember the first time we met? You looked so serious." I smiled. I was late for work and angry at myself. She laughed. "And now look, you're smiling because of that same missed train." I looked at her and something warm filled my chest. I wanted to say what I felt, but I didn't know how. The wind blew softly. The train whistle echoed from far away. I said, "Maybe some things are meant to happen at the right time." She nodded. "Yes, the right time, even if it's the wrong train." Months passed. We kept traveling together every day. Sometimes we talked about the future. One morning, as we reached the station, she said, "Daniel, I might get transferred to another city for work." I felt my stomach tighten. I tried to smile. "That's great news, right?" She nodded slowly. Yes, but I'll miss our morning rides. That evening, I couldn't concentrate at work. I thought about her leaving. I realized how much she meant to me. The next morning, I arrived early, earlier than ever. I waited with a small paper bag in my hand. Inside was a simple gift, a sketch of the train station I had drawn myself. When she arrived, I gave it to her.
She looked surprised. You drew this? I nodded. Yes, because this place gave me something I didn't expect. She smiled, eyes bright. Thank you. I'll keep it forever. A few weeks later, she moved to the new city. The platform felt empty without her. Still, I took the same train every day, sat in the same seat, and remembered our talks. Sometimes I looked at people rushing, phones in hand, and thought, they don't know. Sometimes missing a train can be the best thing that ever happens. Grammar reflection. In this story, notice how we used the simple past and past continuous tenses together. Simple past for completed actions. I missed the train. She smiled. I drew a picture. Past continuous for background actions. It was raining heavily. People were running. We were talking. Both tenses help you tell stories naturally and clearly. Practice challenge. Now it's your turn. Listen again from the beginning. Repeat each line slowly and clearly. Try to copy my tone and pronunciation. This will train your mouth, ears, and rhythm together. Then, write 5 short sentences about a time you were late or something unexpected happened, but it turned into a good story. Use both simple past and past continuous forms. Examples? I missed my bus, but I met an old friend. It was raining when I arrived. I was running when someone called my name. Share your sentences in the comments. I love reading your stories and seeing your progress. Closing message. Great job! You completed today's shadowing story, The Missed Train. Remember, every moment, even a missed one, can lead to something beautiful. Keep practicing English every day. Listen again, repeat aloud, and feel your confidence grow. Thank you for joining me here on Path of Glory, where learning English is easy and fun. See you in the next lesson. And don't forget to smile on your journey.